Good morning, everyone. Today is 5th of November, and we are starting another episode of $0 to $1 million per year trading NASDAQ. On this channel, we are doing futures trading, scalping NASDAQ on 1 minute time frame with the ultimate goal to one day to get to $1 million per year. Sooner rather than later, but we'll see how it goes. The market is opened now. So let's see what has happened while the institutions place their orders. So number one, looking at my stream, seems to be all right. The daily chart. Daily chart looks like this. And while we were actually at the top here, I was saying that, we went a little bit too far without testing the old all-time high. So that's what happened. We have tested all-time high. We are also on the weekly sell candle. So if we go to the weekly, wow, okay, I did not realize that. So with the weekly candle, we can expect 1 to 4 candle correction. So we'll see what's going to happen. So the daily chart is definitely correcting. The weekly looks like it wants to correct, but the good news is we have tested all-time high. So we'll see if we can get a meaningful bounce of it. I also told you that those volume imbalances, those gaps between candles that are marked yellow on my screen, on my charts, these are volume imbalances on the daily chart, and they will get at some point close. So basically, if we have a gap between candles, that means that there was no price delivery between those two candles. So we need to have, well, that's at least what usually happens. We have a pass down and then pass to the upside. So we are working this volume imbalance. We already has the pass down. We didn't have the body within that, so I think we're gonna see that. But we had the pass to the downside. We touched on this volume imbalance just perfectly. Look at that. We have this volume imbalance, which we did have some price action here, but not no full bodies covered the volume imbalance. So right now, daily chart not looking great. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. So this is the 15-minute chart, and on this chart, this is the old all-time high, which I will leave for a few days on the chart, then I will move it to the top of this chart. We actually overshoot it, and we closed this opening range gap from 24th of October. I checked before the stream, this was a massive gap we had here. So we almost went to the down, to the low of that gap, then went up, tested it, and moved higher. So what do we see on that chart? We went through the volume weekly opening gap 27th October, which is great. I actually don't want this on my chart anymore, on the 15-minute chart. Why is this on my 15-minute chart? Thinking layout, no sync. Okay. So I need to transfer it here. Okay, that's fine. Let it be here for now. So what's going on here? We've been creating lower highs and lower lows. We basically dumped for previous all-time highs. Close this gap. There was a 15-minute gap somewhere here, I believe, here that we closed as well, which is great to see. Now, below us, if we look a bit deeper, we do have this gap. And well, this one pretty much closed. So let's mark this one on the screen, on the chart. And this is a 15-minute, not closed. And I do want to have it on all my charts. Okay, so this one not closed just yet. So we may see actually the price action. Wow, that was a long time ago. We may see a further dump to close this gap, to work through this volume imbalance here, take the sell side. This gap has been pretty much taken, but I still have it on my chart. And we have major sell side here that has not been taken. There are some more gaps here. So on the way up, we made a lot of gaps. A lot of gaps that are left unchecked, okay, with a major liquidity below these lows here. I mean, if we get here, then this is going to be crazy, to be honest, but possible, okay? It's perfectly possible to just dump through these lows and then continue higher, maybe. So let's see. Let's focus on the most. We've got the levels. There is really no price action here. So if we break through this low, it's a clear sailing to the downside, I guess. On the 15-minute chart, the most recent price action, dumping. Now we created higher low and higher high. So if that is to play out, we have this order block here. Okay, so this is the last down candle before we broke through these highs. And that block actually starts right here. So I may have missed it, but building a position as we go down through this order block wouldn't be a crazy trade idea. So I'll keep an eye on it. I'll have this on my charts. We also need to keep in mind we are in the weekly sell candle, okay? 1 to 4 candle correction. So this can affect, and this can affect the price delivery this week and over the next 4 weeks. So we'll see. Let's move to the 5-minute chart now. The 5-minute chart, what is going on here? Okay, so we dumped through the all-time highs, previous all-time highs. We created a few gaps here. I did not trade this. What time was that? Oh, so overnight. So have this gap here, which is unclosed. Actually, there is a small volume imbalance between those two candles. So that gap technically should go to the bottom of this candle to include the volume imbalance. As far as I remember, according to ICT, this gap is closed. Now we have another gap here and one more gap here. Okay, and also we have volume imbalance here. So really those are the 3 gaps. Wow. So there was a volume imbalance here. We were in a rush to go to the upside here, I guess. And we had another gap here. Then we consolidated, closed that gap, so I will delete that. And now, looking at this, we had some highs here. We have taken this high. Now, this is the 15-minute order block. I need to describe a little bit better on my charts. 15-minute. Okay. And we also have, okay, so this was done to the, so we broke the lows. Now we are moving higher. Okay, so this actually is in the middle of this order block here. That wouldn't be a bad trade idea if it wasn't for the fact that we are below VWAP. We need to observe and see what is going on here. I'll try to be patient today. We have news, yes, business first. News at 9:15. We had the news in 4 minutes, so 9:45 New York time. We have PMI. So no trades for now. And then we have some news at 10 a.m. So I'll put my marker on the chart for 10 a.m. And let's see how the market reacts to the news. So on the 5-minute chart, the order block there is a confluence here, okay? There is a confluence between the 15-minute order block, 5-minute order block, equilibrium, okay? This is the midpoint, mid-zone of that entire move. So below this order block, we would be in the discount zone. Okay, see, this is the midpoint of that move. So if we go even tick below this line, then that would be a discount. Will I be entering here? I don't know yet. Let's see. We are getting there, that's for sure. But we have some news coming now, so let's see. Now switching back to the 1-minute time frame. Let's see. Okay, so today's gap, it was a small gap. We opened, let's see the open price action. We opened here. This was the gap. It's been closed pretty much on the first candle. That's what happens normally when we have such a small gap. So I'm going to delete that. I will leave the quadrants of this massive volume imbalance on the daily here. It seems like we are using this quadrant and the New York session high from 24th of October. So I'll leave that. This level is still relevant. What are you doing, NASDAQ? First presented fair value gap. Let's see if we have that. And also daily opening gap. Do I have the daily opening gap chart? Not just yet. Not yet. Okay. So we do have to have it. So this is 4:59 yesterday. This is where we closed the session for 1 hour. These are the electronic trading hours, and that was daily opening gap, and today's date is going to be November, and this is going to be high. Okay, and we lock it, and we opened here. This is going to be daily opening gap 5th November. low. And let's look it on the chart. Okay. Wow. That was a big dump. Where is the London low and high? Let's see. London, where are you? London low. This is the London low now. So this is the London low. That's been taken already. And we have taken London high as well. This was the London high, equal highs taken here already. Okay, so nothing too exciting. And the only thing we are missing is the first presented fair value gap. So let's see, this was the opening candle. We had the gap here, see? So first presented fair value gap is actually here. Let me draw it accurately. And it seems like we are bouncing on it right now as we speak. 5th November. That's it. Let's log this on the chart. Okay, so what happened here? We closed the gap. We went below. Now, was this an order block? Not really. So nothing immediately visible apart from taking these lows, grabbing liquidity. Moved higher. Tested the first presented fair value gap. Tested the weekly opening gap. Boom. Off to the races. Would I enter a trade here? Probably not. Probably not. I would not read this as a the liquidity grab, although it's still bullish on the 5-minute and the 15-minute chart. So the 15 and the 5-minute is bullish right now, short term. The 1-minute is just breaking the structure or grabbing liquidity, we'll see. I believe this is a reaction to the news, isn't it? Yeah, 45. Let's have some tea and wait. What's above us? Liquidity, yes, we need the liquidity levels. Oh my goodness, a 15-minute chart, a long way to go. A long way to go for liquidity. So I'll keep watching in the 5-minute chart. Let's see if it has some. See, it was just the price action to the downside. The first reasonable level of liquidity would be like 25,894, which is 300 points above us. And also we did close this opening range gap. So I will just get rid of it because it's getting, oh, what did I remove? Ah, so we have, I believe we actually have two. Ah, okay, so this was that massive massive opening range gap. That is fully closed now. We are actually approaching the midpoint of it here. So I'll keep it on the chart for a while. And then we have this gap. which I will get rid of. This has been closed as well. So this entire area here is like crazy packed with all the levels and everything. Anything is possible here. Right, okay. Now what if we grade this entire move to the downside on the 15-minute chart? If it wanted to move to the downside, then we are in the premium area, still be above the 0.5 level. So let's see how it behaves. Here we are approaching the midpoint of that gap and 0.62 level, in the middle of this weekly opening gap as well. It's pushing, right? So let's see. Going back to 1 minute. Can the 1 minute offer us anything of significance? I mean, we do have some minor liquid. This 1 minute chart. Okay, midpoint of the opening range gap, approaching the sell candle, broke the structure, so it's been moving like here, kinda broke the structure here, took some liquidity, created higher low, broke the structure again. Okay, so I wonder if we are going to see a move to this level again. See, what about the liquidity here? Okay, so this liquidity is taken. We are working on this. We do have some minor liquidity levels here. So this one I'm pretty sure is going to be taken in a second. We have this liquidity. Minor liquidity. This is 4th November, and moving, this is minor buy side liquidity. I'm going to copy this. We have some liquidity here, we have some liquidity here. The nicest liquidity is resting here. We'll call it major liquidity. Crazy price. This is trading futures. Futures trading, not an easy thing to do, definitely, unless you absolutely understand how the price delivery works, which is a difficult concept to grasp. That's why I am moving slowly through the concepts and really just learning all the concepts out there, the basic concepts. Okay, so that liquidity has been taken now. We are moving towards this and this liquidity. We have the weekly opening gap high here with the first presented fair value gap yesterday. I wonder if this gap has been closed. So the only thing we can do is enter some longs here for now. Lots of space to the upside. This is the upper quadrant. So we are, as right now, we are bouncing off the upper quadrant of this volume imbalance. Let's see if we can push through it. 15-minute candle looking good. This is the second, the third candle of the day. But we have 4 minutes to go, so it may all change. I'm not in a rush to enter any trades, to be honest. 10 a.m. news, maybe after 10. We'll see. Yesterday was a good day, apart from the trade that I did not copy. That was a winning trade, so well, we did well anyway. Majority of the days, I think we had 2 days in the series that I entered some stupid trades, and that ended up badly. But other than that, I'm quite positive, quite happy actually. Okay, the 5-minute chart has created 2 gaps. So could this be a breakaway gap? And could this be the gap that we will be bouncing off or accumulating off? This is still in the premium, to be honest. So I don't know. This on the 5-minute, according to my strategy, this could be an entry, and this could be an entry. Okay, so this broke this high, closed near the high. I didn't like that wick, but that's okay. And this candle closing near its high would indicate that we are going higher. This is a good candle, this one here. Okay. Nearing the liquidity, nearing 10 a.m. I mean, this area here would be interesting for any bounce. What is the RSI on the 15-minute chart? We are also working these lows. Where could it be going? Okay, taking the liquidity here. Okay, so we stopped for a second, exactly upper quadrant. Okay, that's the algorithm doing this job, its job. And now we are testing this level from the kind of upper part. Doji, let's see what's gonna happen. 48 seconds to close. 5-minute candle now. This could be potential short entry for me. Very quick scalp, 71 to 85. No, that candle is too small. 61. Oh, interesting. News. Okay, that explains everything. So definitely let's give it a minute or two. I don't really care what the news are, to be honest. A lot of times it's just a smoke curtain to cover up what really is going on behind the scenes. So I really don't care. What I do care about is that we are in the premium of that entire move. And if we get to 835, 850, 860, that would be definitely area for a short. $651. Okay, so we took this liquidity. Now, are we going to move higher after taking this liquidity? We have two big gaps on the 5-minute chart. This is only transfer. This is one of them. Okay, so I wonder if we are going to see accumulation. And this was our today's first presented fair value gap. Okay, 10 a.m. now. Could this be the 10 a.m. reversal or not? Okay, see, top of the gap. Let's see if it's just going to dump through it. If I taken a long here, the top of this gap, I would have to place my stop somewhere here, I guess. 30 points. Something like that, and the midpoint of that gap would be better than. Still in the premium though. Still in the massive premium. Okay, so would that be, what's the volatility today? I did not check. In the 2 minutes, wow, 30, not bad. Okay, so we need to, that's what I was looking at, this number of points, this small bounce, and I'm saying 20 points, that small bounce. So we're gonna have to adjust maybe just 2 contracts for now. To save, okay. We'll see how is the volatility. Okay, so what is happening here? This is gone now. Shall I take the trade? Top of that gap looking promising. Let's take a quick long, like 10-15 points maybe. Let's see what happens. Sell. Done. Oh my goodness. Stop. What's going on? Stop. My trade copier has been doing funny stuff now. And I am not sure what happened. So, I'll show you what I did trade. I didn't have the chance to do this. So I entered 658 and exited 673. 58.73. So that's about 12-15 points. 15 points. Nice bounce. 15 points. But did I get 15 points? No, because it flipped me short. Yes, so I think as I was exiting here, it was nearing my take profit level, and when it hit the take profit level, it actually flipped me short. So I lost a few points, and overall, we have made 10 points. So I lost 5 points because of the copy trader being too slow. Okay, well, count it as a 15-point trade because that was 15 points. Okay, no, let's be honest. Let's do 10 points because that's what we got. 10 points. I will watch the footage from this trade, but I do believe this is what has happened. 15 points. Okay, is that a bearish breaker now? We are working on. Okay, down, up. If we continue to the downside, then this will be the breaker. 10-10, that's the 10 a.m. macro ending. Quick liquidity grab, that could be the breaker. What happened on the other? Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Yeah, so the issue was here. So the first account was all right. What is that? Okay, I'm gonna have to see in the trading panel. Let's see. Okay, so the first account was $58 to $73, which is 15 points. So that's our main account, 15 points. And that's fine. Ooh. Something is going on here. Let's focus for a little bit and we'll digest this a little bit later. So we'll move it to 1030. This is going to be initial balance set. We have our opening range set. Are we working on the breaker or are we just testing this midpoint? 58 to 73. 58. This was that trade. So trade one was 15 points on our main account. Okay. Okay, that looks like a belly breaker is forming. However, the 5 minute clearly accumulating of that. So I wonder if we dig deeper to the top of this gap potentially, or maybe at least to the middle. Let's wait and see. Trading futures. Futures trading is a lot of fun, guys. A lot of fun. Especially when technology doesn't work as it's supposed to be. But definitely scalping NASDAQ is my favorite way of trading. I'll be back in just 1 minute. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. What is going on here? Absolutely nothing. We are still consolidating. I did not like this in this week here in the 5 minute. Yes, so the issue with a first trade was clearly on the clearly on the second account. So I bought 2, buy 2, sell 2. And I think it flipped me short, yeah. Because I can see 2 trades on the on the second account. So the minute I basically exited my long trade, and on that second it flipped me short, and the trade kept going higher. That is why it's showing less. 73, 75, yeah, it was moving so fast. Okay, but a main account got the full trade at least, which is good. Although the copier does not show the correct amounts. Interesting. Okay. So what is going on here? We took this low. It's time to go higher, I guess. Okay. Hey guys, Lucid trading accounts. We need to talk about them because this is a crazy good deal. I will post the link in the chat. Ooh, it's too long. So let's shorten it. Okay, you got the link there. The link is also in the description of the video. Very, very good deal. I think one of the best accounts I have found. And believe me, I looked at Profit, Take Profit Trader, Tradify, Apex, Funded Futures, My Funded Futures Family, and a lot more as well. The lesser known, but Lucid Trading is, in my opinion, the best deal out there right now, mainly because of one-time fee. Okay, so you don't pay for your account monthly, as with pretty much all other firms. There is no activation fee. In addition to that, you get end of day drawdown and 15-minute payouts. Okay, so we are starting, so I did not test the payout stage, obviously, with this firm, but they've got a lot of reviews, and in my research, this is right now the best deal to go for. Apex is running a deal right now. I don't have any codes or links for it just yet. But in comparison to Lucid Trading accounts, with Apex you pay, there is 70% off right now, which I believe is going to be like 50-60 bucks for the account monthly. Okay, with Lucid Trading is one-off fee monthly, plus you pay an activation fee as well. They reduced the activation fee right now. However, the activation fee, remember, because it is not set anywhere, is only valid within the promo period. So in other words, you have to pass the account within the promotional period, which is like 2 or 3 days right now. Which is going to be hard because you need to more than double the account size. Okay, which is crazy. So that is why the lucid trading deal 40% off, I believe, is the go-to right now for me. And I have two accounts, as you have seen. We have, I'll show you. Why is this not moving? Okay, this lucid account, and we have, why is this? Okay, this is multiplier. Yeah, and we are working on these accounts. They are a little bit in drawdown right now, simply because of my two stupid trades I took. But again, we are pushing forwards. We'll see what's gonna happen with those. And NASDAQ is going nowhere. I'd like to scalp something. We have 15 points win, one win right now. And hopefully something is going to happen here. Okay. So could this be the breaker? We have another gap, a little bit lower here. Okay, this was the breakaway gap. So if it touches the top of it, that's fine. But that needs to be left open. And this is the midpoint of that entire move, I believe, yes. So ideally, see the 1 minute. So we had this. We had a very tiny breakaway gap. We had this gap here, third gap, fourth gap. Okay, so now we hit this gap, and this is also the midpoint of this volume or weekly opening gap, and the volume imbalance as well. So I don't know. I really don't know. Around this area here would be nice to enter. But there is really nothing. We have the midpoint of this gap, which is, if we get to this level, then it's a little bit too tough. Now we are moving up. Okay, so could this be a breaker? So we should bounce off this level. Could enter short here, to be honest. But this is just 1 minute. The 5 minute and the 15 minute is bullish. So I should not do this. And that my stop would be somewhere here, and that would be a loser. Well, not yet, but probably well. Okay, so the 1 minute is correcting, but the 15 minute and the 5 minute broke the structure and looks bullish. If it's bullish, we would be looking at long opportunities here. Depending on how we close today, also, because this is the daily candle, depending on how we close, we may actually create the first massive gap here. Okay, this is going to be daily gap, so quite a big deal. Maybe that's going to be runaway gap to go down. Let's see. $15 points today scalped so far. NASDAQ scalping 1 minute. Futures trading. December 2025 contract. Right now we are scalping the micros right now, simply because we are learning, and you should have watched the introduction video, which I may actually post the link to as well. My plan to make $1 million per year. That's the introduction video, posting in the chat. Definitely watch the video because it will tell you the breakdown, the math, the plan to go from 0 to 1 million. Okay, so we are at the beginning of a journey. It's pretty much like second week of trading right now. By the way, on the 1 minute time frame, we broke the structure. We are moving up. Now we broke this high. So no trade. Beginning of the series, only second week, and we have been doing very well, to be honest, in terms of points scalped, apart from 2 or 3 stupid trades, unfortunately, but we will get better. And if you remember, I said at the very beginning that before we move to a higher number of contracts or more accounts, we need to show, to prove that we can scalp. And I said I want to scalp 1000 points before we move any further. And right now, if you look at my channel, let's take a look. I think we have like about 300 points already or something. Live 44, that's 44, 99, 130, 155, 160, 170, 206, 210, 230. 230 points less 38, less 45. Okay, so below 200 points right now. So we still have a way to go, but we will get there. The goal is definitely worth it. And once you learn the skill of trading, you can pretty much do it from anywhere in the world with just your computer. Even if you lose all the accounts and everything, you can start over having the skill. So it is definitely a very valuable skill. And right now, looking at the 1 minute time frame, we are moving towards this buy side liquidity. Now, what's gonna happen when we get there? Hard to say. Let's see if it can show power and strength. We are setting the initial balance right now. So interesting. We actually reached towards this week. Let's set the initial balance. I think we can pretty much say this is going to be it. Unless it just shoot up right now. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this gap. because it's cluttering my chart. Now this level I'm gonna delete too. This is the midpoint of the entire daily range right now. How many points did we move today? 220, wow. Nice. So the volatility is good. Maybe we can afford to trade and scalp like 30, 40 points in one trade. If we can spot something interesting. Okay, that's initial balance set. We'll move this to 11 AM macro. One trade, one successful trade so far. Okay, I think it wants to break through this weekly opening gap. I'm going to grab that liquidity. Times it. Have the initial volume, initial balance set here. This is the black line. I'm showing some of these gaps that are left unclosed on the 5-minute chart. This is the breakaway gap, and we touched on this gap here and up lower. So we are right now at this level, price level, and I think we may actually be going to close this gap, maybe touch on this gap, maybe close it. And here is the order block. That I will be very interested in. Okay, and this order block has confluence on the 15-minute chart. So this is the same order block on both charts. So I would be very interested in going short of these levels. That is obviously if we get there, or when we get there, maybe better question. So far nothing is going on here. Is there anything here? Once we break through this level and sustain some price action over it, above it, sorry, then really there is nothing kind of stopping us here to get to this gap and this one. There is a small order block here. I don't think that's going to be a problem. It wants to close this gap, it will. So let's keep an eye on it. In the 15-minute chart, still in that volume imbalance, the daily. And this is the order block from the 5-minute chart. See those two up candles. That's definitely potential short. This is break of structure. Now I also noticed, which I have not noticed at the time of this candle being made, is that if you measure this move from here to here, this is your midpoint, and this is your discount. Okay, so institutions and banks are allowed to enter in this area here. Hence we get this drop. Now this level also is in confluence with this volume imbalance here, which I have not noticed as well. Okay, so this is in hindsight, but very important lesson to learn. Okay, we had this move higher, we broke the market structure, we moved down, so this is a pullback. We moved below the midpoint of this move to the upside. That's where the banks and institutions are allowed to enter. Additionally, for confluence, we had this volume imbalance. That's a lesson to learn. Okay, we could have entered here. The stop, hard to say where would it be. I guess probably below this candle. This is the mid, and this is the order block. So below the midpoint of this order block somewhere, for a move to the upside. So on the 15-minute chart, it could look something like this. Let's say this is the midpoint, so somewhere here, at least 2. Okay, 134 points potential. And that's advanced technique. Okay, that's where we are going. That's what we want to learn. But this is very important lesson. So when we see a break of structure, we need to measure that move and see where is the discount area where the institutions would potentially want to enter. Okay, back to 1 minute time frame. Seems like we can't go through this weekly opening up. We have the decent wick. Have some bearish divergences. Looks like we may be cooking for a drop before we're going up actually. And this buy side is what worries me here. Again, if we did take this liquidity and then moved below the weekly opening up, that's better. I would be more confident, but with that liquidity just outside here, it's a little bit sketchy. Just a little bit sketchy. Plus we are moving into the 10 a.m. macro right now. The macro is a 20-minute period around the top of the hour. So basically 10 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 a.m. The macro is 10:50 to 11:10. This is where the accumulation happens. This is where preparation for the next move happens. Okay. So that is why I want to be aware when is this happening. We'll take some notes while we wait for NASDAQ to make up its mind. Okay, so it is trying to break through that weekly opening gap. Let's see if it can do this, and let's check current volatility. Okay, so the volatility is dropping a little bit because of this consolidation. Right now it's around 27 on the 2-minute chart. It is really trying. Wow. Okay, we have the push. Liquidity is being taken. We have this first present fair value gap. This is yesterday's gap, so very relevant. Is it going to be just a wick and we move down, or is it going to be something more significant? 1050 macro starting, and also between 10 and 11 we may actually expect a silver bullet trade, but do I see anything? Perhaps this thing, or maybe we will see it now. We still have like 10 minutes to go, so that could be liquidity grab. Now move down. Let's see. 1 minute. We have this gap. The volume balance here, I believe. So that is going to be our gap. Okay, could this be a drop? A drop before the pop. This is definitely in premium right now, so even for this entire move, this is a good area for reversal. Notice obviously if we see a reversal. Okay, we have the first gap here. Let's watch this closely. So we had the gap here. No, we didn't have the gap. Okay, first gap. Are we going to see any weakness here or not? Okay, so that gap closed now. Let's see if the body closes here. This is our initial balance, which I need to extend. If the body closed here, could this be a first lower low then? I'm gonna put a stop, sell stop. Basically, I want to go short below this candle, see if that's gonna materialize in anything. Break this low. It looks like it wants to roll over. Okay, I am in. Let's see if this is going to materialize in anything significant. My stop will be here. I'm not willing to risk anything more than that. We already used this order block here. So hopefully we can move lower from here. Let's see. Let's see if this is going to materialize in anything interesting. We have this wick here. Okay, let's see. Would be nice to take down these lows, maybe even this one, before stopping me out, obviously. Try what was that? Taken the lows, yes. But I wanted a little bit more. Now I'm not so confident in what it's doing. Ten points maybe. Come on, NASDAQ. This is going to be break even now. After that, I don't trust it. Yeah. That's okay. Could have done 10 points maybe, just to take down these lows. I was hoping for this low to be taken, to be honest, not just those. Maybe even this one. Maybe it will still happen, but unfortunately without me. I see what happened. I see. See, and this is the difference. Okay, still okay. But on NASDAQ contract, the main contract, we have a volume imbalance here. Okay. On MNQ, we do not have the volume imbalance here. Okay, if one of my ideas was actually to take the profit here on this line, which I probably should have done it. 691 to 681, 10 points base hit. But I have not. I wonder if that other volume imbalance is somewhere here. Where was that? Ah, this was 5 minutes. Was it 5 minutes? Okay. So second trade break even, could have taken 10 point base hit. I mean, this area is anyway hard to trade, to be honest. Let's look at that price action here. This is also candle number 8 right now, closing on the 5-minute chart. So right now we are working on the sell candle and we are still below that weekly opening gap. 5-minute chart, still plenty to go. 1-minute chart looks like it wants to actually roll over, but let's see. 11 a.m. Let's move this line to the end of macro. Potentially 11 a.m. reversal. If there is no reversal at 10 a.m., we can also expect reversal at 11 a.m. So let's see. This gap is irrelevant right now. We do have one gap here and another gap here. Interesting. Gap here, which you have just touched on the middle of it. And another gap here has been closed. So that is very bullish. However, we have a lower low. Let's see. I still think it's going to break through this level. Okay, I suspect that is the midpoint of the week being tested. Discount. Okay, so this is the discount zone within that week. Let's see if this is going to materialize in a significant drop. I wonder if we can say this liquidity has been taken. I mean, to be fair, this level is here. Wouldn't be much probably anyway. Okay, anyone tell me how to read this price action, please? Ooh. Okay. Could this be a sharp drop to take some liquidity a little bit lower? We have this gap, we have the top of this gap. In 1 minute, let's see, okay. Touch on the gap. We are on the sell candle on the 5 minute, remember? Here, this candle, that's a sell candle. So, let's see. Could have entered along of the top of this gap for a very quick bounce. 10-15 points maybe. This structure here is not really nice. Okay, so let's see. We had the gap here, we had the gap here, and now we created a gap. Not yet, no gap. Okay, down, up, NASDAQ, make up your gap line. Did we break any structure here? Well, technically we went below this week by a tick or two. Technically we created lower low. So technically we should be looking at the short of this level and not just in theory. Could place a sell order somewhere here as well, potentially. Consider it. No. Boring. I mean, in hindsight, if you look at the price action, there was so many good trades to be taken, but I mean, you've got to have like probably a few years of practice doing that. Broke the structure. Then on the 1 minute, we have this gap, we have this gap. Could have taken this trade, this trade, this trade. The upside. Maybe. For now, the cleanest trade is on the 5-minute chart. So I was considering, so maybe the lesson to be learned here is, okay, if we break the structure and we create two gaps, fair value gaps, the first one is obviously the breakaway gap. The second gap is accumulation gap. So if we see an accumulation of the top of the gap, we can wait for the break to the downside, okay, just to take down these lows, and we could have entered of the midpoint of that gap or the bottom of that gap potentially. The midpoint would be better. The bottom is fine here too. If we entered of the midpoint 636, that's like 16 points here, but our stop loss would have to be, well, ideally somewhere below this point here, the midpoint of the first gap. I wonder if this trade plays out. Say like that. So 1-to-1 risk to reward would be done. I think we will get to, I will leave it on the chart. Let's see what happens. I guess even if you did enter at the top of this gap, 1 to 2 would be somewhere here, which is perfect target. Perfect target, but I would probably exit. If we entered this trade, I would probably exit at the weekly opening gap. Or, like I said, above that liquidity. So rather than 1 to 2, it would be more like 1-to-1. 1-to-1 trade, 77 points. Done for the day. Not bad. Not bad. That is in hindsight. Okay, it is 11:10, I believe. So the macro is ending, and let's see which way do we go. Lunch macro, 11:30 start. So what are we doing here right now? 5-minute, bullish. 15-minute, bullish. 15-minute, lots of room to go. 5-minute, seems like it's topping, but still lots of room to go. 1 minute, definitely looking like it wants to go into the kind of revisit lower areas. What's happening here? Let's look at the 1 minute price action. So you call this chop, you could call this chop, you could call this accumulation to go higher, or you could call it distribution to go lower. Which one is it? If you know, tell me in the chat. Whenever you are watching this. I think this is going to go to the upside at some point. See, it shouldn't be accumulation because we are in the premium zone of this entire move. So maybe it is distribution. See, even with this candle on the 1 minute chart, measuring this entire move. Okay, so we are here. At the time of this candle, this was the highest point. So we still didn't go to the midpoint of it. Maybe distribution then. A nice sharp quick drop to this level here would be brilliant. And we have a small order block here that I would be tempted to go long in this area, providing that would be a sharp and quick drop. Where is this area? And this is the 0.5 level. So we really want to go 610, 68. Right. Okay, so remember I said theoretically this is tick lower, market structure shift. We went up, explored this order block. Okay, explored this wick. Once again went to the discount part of that wick. Now we are moving lower as well. Do we have any gaps though? Zero gaps. So we need to have something more significant probably. But I am mindful of that 1 minute gap and that breakaway gap as well. If you only consider this move from here to here, then this week is in the discount in that part of that. See, this is the midpoint. So maybe that's what we should look at. This looks good for a move upside so far. We are exploring this gap, the wicks, but the bodies stay relatively high unless something changes here right now. So let's see. Okay, we have the first gap here, moving lower. We are also at 20 EMA right now, in the discount area of this entire move. Creating another gap here. Okay, close this gap right now. No, I still have it on the chart. Very weak. Use this order block. It looks like we might be going down. 5 minutes still bullish, 15 minutes still bullish. It also, mind you, remember I entered this trade somewhere somewhere here, and it stopped me break even. And I wanted to actually for it to take these lows. Instead it reversed, and now it went to my target. So it definitely took a longer route, but that's okay. Wow, this is crazy. Just look at all this barcoding here. My goodness. Okay, I'll give it 10 minutes or something. And if nothing interesting comes up, then I will end this stream for today. Again, we've got some important news on Friday, so and yesterday we had a big drop, so today a range day is not definitely not out of the it's definitely on the cards. That's what I'm trying to say. We still moved a decent amount of points today. Maybe afternoon session will be better. I don't know. Now, if we consider this a break of structure on the lower time frame, I don't think it is because the higher time frames are bullish. But if, then our furthest order block would be exactly here. So this would be a potential entry short. Not that I want to enter it. If those candles here went a little bit further touched on this gap, I might have entered long here. I was actually considering placing an order at 650 level here, so midpoint of that gap, which would be the top of this 5-minute gap here. That was my trade idea, but instead, unfortunately, it stopped here, 7 points. That is very clean price action. Now, yeah, we took this liquidity finally. Okay, so that's gone now. Okay, so accumulating of that 5-minute gap, which is, which one is it? Is it this one? This one here, the top of this gap, here, in the 5-minute, obviously not on the 1 minute, wasn't a bad idea, after all. Okay, so we're testing the initial balance, we're testing the weekly opening gap. Are we gonna go higher now? Okay, we have the breakaway gap, we have the second gap. We took these highs, that's dangerous area. We have been going up entire morning. We are approaching the lunch macro. Everything looks bullish on the higher time frames. My concern is that lower time frame. Just looks too easy now. I mean, you enter or this line or this line and we go up. Easy idea, isn't it? Where would you put your stop loss? If I entered here, that can easily touch off the top of this gap, maybe even close it completely, maybe even go to this order block here. Let's see, RSI looking good. Okay, 11:30 mark. I think I'm gonna stop here for today. I just don't know where would I enter right now. 24 seconds to the close of the 5-minute candle. If it closes near the top, that is a potential idea for entry. The candle, the 5-minute candle closed nicely, but the 1-minute candle, I guess it's okay. What is it doing right now? We have two gaps again on the 5-minute time frame. Where would I put my stop loss if I entered here? Okay, I'll try to enter. I'm not particularly keen on this trade right now. I need to do 705. So this probably will be my trade. I don't like it. doing something. Let's see what it is. I'm watching the candle on the 5-minute chart as well, because it's closing in half a minute. I want to see how the close look like. If it closes around this area, I'll just exit the trade. Okay, so it closed as a small doji. Take this liquidity that, believe it or not, that can be good for a trade, potentially. Okay, 11:30. I was hoping for this trade to play out by that time. We have again two gaps on the 5-minute, and that's what I'm counting on. But I would like to see some immediate reaction, to be honest. Especially because of the fact we are in the launch macro right now. So let's give it a few more minutes, if I have patience. And let's see if this plays out. Okay, if it goes below this low, that's a dangerous area. Because on the 1 minute, we broke these lows. Okay, that's break of structure. And now we are testing this order block here. So while the higher time frames are bullish, if it goes down from here, that's a very dangerous area. Probably wants to exit this trade. We also tested midpoint of this candle. So Come on, NASDAQ. Let's end this. I am ready to exit this trade. We are approaching the sell candle on the 15-minute chart as well. 40 seconds to close the 5-minute candle. Let's see how it closes. Come on, NASDAQ, 10-15 points, move. Jesus. Okay. Not the best looking candle, but there is still hope. Okay, this needs to resolve itself right now. 5-minute is looking good. The 15-minute is testing my patience here, really. Okay. Break even. Sell. Okay. Done. Okay. So it wasn't the biggest trade, but oh my goodness, it's time to go. 743 to 751. I was hoping for 10 points, but didn't get this. So that was 743, 751, 8 points. 8 points. Okay, so ending the stream, 23 points. Okay, not bad. So it seems to be average. See, if I waited a little bit, then we would get like 10, 15 points or something. I had a feeling it is going to do this, looking at the 5-minute time frame. But on the other hand, I was afraid that this is going to be liquidity grab, and from here we just dump. So yeah, many times when we move basically above the highs and we do this, it's just distribution to dump lower. Not this case, I don't care, to be honest. 23 points, not the bad, not a bad result. In line with what we are doing on this channel, so safe. Okay, good. Thank you very much for watching this, whenever you watch this now or in a week or 2 weeks. Hope you have learned something from it. I won't be here tomorrow, I believe, but I should be here on Friday. So keep an eye on my channel, and that's it. Thank you so much, and till next.